So we are on Missouri State Route 30 outside of St. Louis, and the building you see behind me is Hardscrabble, the home of Ulysses S. Grant that he built by hand after leaving the... I'm going to turn around here so you can get a bit of a better look at the house. And you can see this is not the elaborate, beautiful structure that Whitehaven was. This house was built, and we'll get out here from beyond the trees here in just a moment, but this house was built at one of Grant's lesser lucrative times in his life. He had been pushed out of the army for drinking. You can see there's the house emerging a little bit in the background behind the trees, but we'll come up here to where you can see it even better. So he had been kicked out of the army, came back here to St. Louis, was given some land right in this vicinity of St. Louis by his father-in-law, Colonel Richard Dent. And now you can see the house very well here. And Grant went and working with a slave that was given to him as well by Colonel Dent, he built this house. And it was a difficult time in his life, and he called the house Hardscrabble because it was hard. It was hard work, but he loved it. He actually said later on to Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, he said, "I fancy myself more of a farmer than a soldier." And that might surprise some people because he was such an excellent soldier, but he loved working with his hands. And here comes one of the trams from Bush. This is the Grant farm here, and this is a tram that goes through this kind of a zoo on the land that was formerly owned by the Grant family, now owned by the Bush family, or the Bush companies, as in Anheuser-Busch and Busch Gardens. But at any rate, Grant loved working with his hands. He loved working the farm. He loved working with horses, especially. Today, Grant would be considered a horse whisperer. But this is kind of the crazy thing. This very important historical site sits within the Anheuser-Busch company. You can see this wrought iron gate. I'll just kind of pan here. The wrought iron gate, and the house sits behind the wrought iron gate, which is kind of crazy. So this is one of those historical sites that really needs to be claimed by the National Park Service and moved, maybe over to Whitehaven where the other building is, so that people can go inside of this building and actually see this home that Grant built by hand. But this is Hardscrabble, and this is Craig von Buseck. Take care.